Sam, could I just bring something up that I've never mentioned in front of you? And I want to make it uncomfortable because I love you so much.
I love you
too. At my house. I love it.
Yeah.
I love you too, man.
Sure.
Hey. You've never fucked me over.
I fucked you over?
What time?
What did I do?
Oh, shit.
You didn't fuck me over, but I was mad. You
were mad at me?
I was so I didn't know you.
Get it out.
What did I do?
We're all about
so I'm going to show you a photo.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
This is fun.
I don't know what I did.
Well, you didn't really do much, and that's the problem. So do you know who this guy is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice guy.
So one time, before I met you, you were younger, and we were at the Improv.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to go next, and you went into this guy because he was the promoter of the show.
Oh!
And you said to him, "No, I'm going to go up before Bobby." And I remember getting in a fight with him, like, "Who is this guy bumping me? Like, I've never heard of this fucking jackass."
He's
before.
a legend in L.A.
And then Jeffrey was like, "This guy was like, no, he's allowed." Like a guy I've never fucking heard of.
Oh.
Right? It's not like he was Chappelle or some shit.
What is this, last
and
week?
he fucking bumped me, but then I was like, fuck that guy.
Oh.
Forever.
Really?
But now we're friends, and I didn't realize, but now we're good.
You know what that was?
I think what happened was I had already gotten bumped by like 3 people.
So you do remember that night?
That makes sense.
I remember, yeah. Was Leno there that night?
Yeah.
Leno was there that night.
Leno was there, yeah,
I got bumped by like 3 people, and I was like, I'm fucking leaving if I'm not. I already have issues with L.A.
Right.
And I'm sorry the one time an LA guy showed me any fucking respect that hurt you, Bobby. But Mark and I get zero respect in LA.
Yeah.
Zero.
You know, it's so funny you say that, too.
Yeah.
Because you're wrong.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, it's in your head.
This is an old video. It's about a year old, right? And it really hit home when I saw this today. Because last night I'm downtown, and when I was in Florida and when I was in Colorado doing stand-up, I never worried about this, right? Because there was not a lot of showcases that I was on. I was more focused on being at the major clubs, featuring, hosting, or even putting on my own shows. That was my claim to fame. That's still what I do to this day, right? Like, being on the showcases is great. Getting in front of, crowds to be able to perform and polish that tool, I definitely want to do that. But I've learned in my 6 years, gonna be 7 next month, of comedy, that for me, this is simply for me, I want to be a traditional stand-up comedian. I want to work the clubs. I want to build relationships with GMs. I want to focus on getting better every day. I'm not into the politics with the other comedians. If that's how you get down, by all means, I understand it. It's a lot of newer comics that are getting, together and can what's the word? Creating a conglomerate, and that's fine. All power to y'all. But my focus is simply working the clubs in the traditional form. And I'm okay with it taking a little bit longer for me to get where I need to go. But the end goal is within sight. When I was in Florida, I was hosting for people. Didn't get the feature yet, but I was hosting, right? Colorado, I was really just doing open mics and independent shows. Here in Austin, it is a fuck fest of showcases. Friends putting friends on. There's some really, really dope comedians that care about the quality of a show. So I don't want to come on here and act like that's not the case. There's tons of them. But it seems like those comedians are not getting the praise that they deserve. Last night I'm at a club, and I'm not even going to name the club because I worked with the club before, and they've never given me any negative press or any negative responses. So I'm not going to do that. But there was a show where it was a lineup, and I was told, hey, come out to the show and we'll put you up, right? And that's how it was when I was in Florida. That's how it is when I go to San Antonio. The only place that's not like that is LOL, but everywhere else that I go in San Antonio, Hey Dubs, you want to get some time? Absolutely. I'll get up. When can I get up? I'll put you up next. That's the type of love that I get there. Here in Austin, it's different, right? I go to the show. I was told that I could get up. And comedian after comedian continued to drop in. So people were getting bumped. You got people that are on an actual list to get up on stage that possibly have been waiting for weeks to get on the stage, or days, who knows. But then you have these people drop in and they're bumping these comedians. My thing is, why not just book all of them? Book them for the show and call it a show. Because if it is simply a showcase of comedians that wait for opportunities, why would those comedians get bumped? They're not Dave Chappelle. They're not no Sam Morrill. They're not a nationally touring comedian. These are just people that work at clubs. And the people that are running the shows are up and coming open micers. So they feel a what's the word I'm trying to think of? They just feel like I should do this for these people, and in turn, eventually they'll do something for me. They do not give a fuck about you. They're trying to get on stage to work their craft. Rightfully so, I get it. But if you're on every show, major show, big shows in the city, on big stages, why come and fuck with the little stages? Why fuck with the places where we can get up and actually work out stuff? And then they roll out the red carpet. Few, yes. Yes, I get it. There's a couple of comedians that I'm cool with. And I'm like, yo, yeah, I'm not tripping. Because we're not even at that level of bumping at this point. They're all on the same level. All of us are on the same fucking level. I feel like there should be a process, right? Regular comedian, drop in. Regular comedian, drop in. So on and so forth. Because then it makes it's a good flow, right? Because if you set a precedent of I walk in and because I work for this club, I get to go up, I'm going to tell all the other people that work at the club, it's like, go there, they'll put you up. Then it won't be one of the best rooms for us to work in. When I got there, the room was full. By the time I got up, it was one person in the crowd. And I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I'd rather wait to be able to be a host on a show where I know that's going to do well. Or pop in San Antonio and get a guest spot. I would rather do that than spend 2-3 hours watching comic after comic after comic come in. And their credit is, I was on this major show before, or I work for this club. Not I'm funny. Not that I'm viral all over the place and I'm killing shows. It is simply, I am a regular here, or I am a doorman here, or I've been on this show. That's it. And I think that shit's crazy. Maybe it's just me. Like, I wanted to do this video last night, but I felt like I was going to flip out. And I'm learning to mask my emotions and learning how to express myself in a more efficient manner. Because last night, boy, I went on stage and my entire set was about how this shit shouldn't be happening. And I know now, I'm like, why did you waste your time staying there in the first place? And then why did you spend your time on stage talking about that? And my response was, it was one nigga in the crowd. They walked all of them. And we're talking about the last couple of comedians were dog shit. Dog shit. But I can understand how Bobby Lee could feel about getting bumped by some comedian that comes from out of town, because that also happens as well. But it only happens in a showcase comedy setting, right? So we were at another show the night before. So this is Last night was Tuesday. The night before was Monday. I was at a show on a Monday. Let me rephrase that. It was a Sunday. I'm on a show on a Sunday. Some comedians came in the room and asked if they can get on stage. And the host of the mic said, I cannot do that because these people have been waiting. That is how you handle the situation. That's how the comedian that said no is so confident in the opportunity that they can provide for themselves that they don't have to bow down and kiss ass for somebody that's on a show or works at a club. Now, if it's somebody that comes in like Ari Shaffir or somebody like Joey Diaz, absolutely. Hey, y'all, we got a big name coming in here. Y'all got to go. But if you work at the door at this place, go back to that place and get your time, nigga. Because you're getting time up there all the time. And it's probably not going to be the best room, but you're still getting on time. Let us have what we have and let us build. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. Tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think that I'm overreacting? Or do I make sense? Put it in the comments. Let me know how you feel. I'll holler at y'all on the next one.